I was like such a geek, right? And like they would be like, I'd have my little glasses and I'd be looking at the board like that, like just staring at it. But see, because I had cerebral palsy in primary school in Scotland, right? They just thought now you've got your groups, so you've got like your smart groups that's in like the red group for reading, red group for maths, and then it goes down, and then you've got the really crap group for like that's at the bottom, like the yellow group, and they're like underachievers. So you had like your red group, your yellow group, and then Martin and his best mate Jason below that. so that was like us. But it's not because we weren't intelligent. It was just because Jason, I don't know why they did that, but I met Jason in year 2 in primary school and we became inseparable. Like he's like married to my cousin now. He's got like 2 kids, like we're best friends. Like
small town.
But Jason, but Jason, right? So the reason why I'm scared of failure is because from a very, very young age, I was set up for failure, I think. So like there was never an option for me. Like I was even though I had cerebral palsy and like maybe I didn't have the physical abilities, I was still always determined and relentless, like always, like it never ever bothered me. So I would play football, but I wasn't allowed to join the school football team because they were worried that I was going to hurt myself or whatever. And then like the fear of failure thing just comes from that. Like I think like basically trying to prove a point. Like if I get a task at hand, then like I will make sure that I will bring. So in my mindset, I've already at a disadvantage because that's how I was treated when it came to being younger. So in my my default, my blueprint mindset is always be better than everybody else. Be better, be better, be better, do better, do better. You can do better. So I suppose the positive trait is that it's also a good and a bad trait because I become obsessed with like achieving goals and making sure that, and it's not a competitive thing with anyone else. I never look at anyone and I never think to myself, I'm going to beat you. And I've never been that type of kid, ever. Yeah. Like, I've never been that type of guy. But with myself, I'm like relentless. Like, relentlessly, like, just constantly on a mission to make sure that whatever I try to achieve, I'll achieve it. Like, and that's... It's a good trait, but also if you're my partner, for example, if you're my girlfriend or you're my daughter or you're somebody else, that can be quite difficult.
It's really interesting that you say this because I have recognized so much of myself in what you just said. Yeah. And I think it is like, you're so right. It does stem a little bit from childhood in the fact that, you know, people always saw you starting off as with some form of disadvantage. And it was almost like a F you to be like, I'm going to be exactly the same, if not better. Yeah. And it does stay with you because even now I'm still very much like that myself. Like I always used to say, I'm incredibly tenacious and like I'll go after whatever I want and I will get it. It might take me a bit longer, it might look a bit different, but I will get it. Like it doesn't matter, like I'll get it. And it's so interesting that you say that because I'm like, oh, maybe this is like a disabled people thing. Like maybe this is a disabled person thing. Like
I think it's like when you've been treated like I think it's from the offset before the gun's gone off and you get your chance to get out the traps. Yeah. I always use sport analogies to do things because it's how it works in my brain. Like before I was even born, I was already considered to be someone that wasn't going to achieve what I have. Yeah. And I suppose what I don't know about you, but my parents and growing up and stuff, like I don't know what my parents' expectations were of me, right? It was never spoken about. But I think when I look back at things, I think that maybe they did think that I was either going to just sit and not do much or working like a factory for disabled people. That, do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. And then it was dead interesting. I don't know how you were treated in school, but in my school in Scotland, like they just treated me like I was, I didn't have the capacity to be, to be able to compete academically with these kids, and maybe they were right. But like I was saying, I don't think my parents knew what I was going to achieve. And I think in the back of my mind, I always knew that was going to be the case. I always knew that people thought, even people closest to me, without them saying it, they always thought they didn't have high expectations about what my future was going to be like in terms of achieving things or whatever. So that pissed me off. So I would always be like, And then, so that was it really. I'm relentless and I've got a fear of failure.
Which is like a double-edged sword in itself.
Really bad, actually. Like when I get something in my head and when I get into something, or if there's a task at hand, like it's very tunnel visioned. It's very like, I will achieve this, and my poor family and my poor daughter and whatever else need to put up with my my weird nature when that does take place.
Yeah. And I can completely, like I said, like I recognize so much of what you just said, because I feel like I'm also the same, as that I never tend to back down from something unless like there's a very big reason as to why I should back down. And usually that might come from like external sources, where someone's like, okay, like you're taking it too far now, and you're like, upon reflection, maybe I did take it too far. Maybe I should step down. Like maybe I should.
I think that's like pushing yourself, isn't it? It's like,
yeah,
it's good that you've got that thing in your head, and you've got good people around you going like, this isn't going the way that it should. Like it's not right, and you've got like that filter in your head almost, where it's like, this is a lost cause now.